Hi, it's Maria here, and it is time for another installment in our Email Marketing for Beginners series. So a lot of people I know are using GetResponse as their autoresponder, and I just wanted to show you a little trick that's going to make your life easier. So let's say you have a list of prospects and somebody buys one of your products and services. You want to take them off of your prospect list because you don't want to continue to try to sell them what they've already bought, right? And you want to add them to your list of customers. And there's got to be an easy way to do that. So I'm going to show you two different ways to do that today, and you can use whichever one works for you. So let's go over to lists. You're going to start up here and go to lists. I have a couple of lists set up here, and this is our prospect list. I have it as invites, and this is our customer list. I have it as family because they're like my family. So you're going to click on this, and I only have a few different people in here. They're all me. And let's say you have hundreds of people on your list. What you can do is search. You go to add condition. You would do set condition, contact details, and then you could do name or email address or whatever. I'm just going to do name, and you want to change this from is to contains. Because if you have it on is and you only put in the first name, it's going to say it doesn't exist. But if you have it on contains, then it'll find anybody that meets that criteria. So I'm going to put Joe. All right. And you can see that it brought up one contact. Now, if I put Maria, then you see that it brings up 4 contacts, and then you would just choose the right one. You could also put the email address in if you know the exact email address too. So the way that you move somebody from one list to another is you just pick the one you want to move here. You click, and then you go to actions, and then you say move to list and just select the list, PWA family. You can add them to the autoresponder if you want, so they can start getting that, and you can add them on any day so they can get whichever email you want them to get first, which is actually kind of cool. I'm not going to do it right now because this is just a test, so I'm going to uncheck this, and I'm going to click move. All right, now what you'll see when you go back up to, it says moved one contact there, you're going to see that my PWA family has 1 contact in it, and my invites now has 4 because it's been moved. And there it is. Now that is great if it's just you working in your GetResponse account, or if you have somebody that you trust. But what happens if you have a lot of signups and you want somebody like a VA to be entering these for you, but you don't want them to have access to your account? And that's what I'm going to show you next. So what we're going to do first is set up an automation, and an automation automatically does something when you do something. So in this case, we're going to set up an automation that says when somebody is subscribed to the PWA family, we're going to take them off of the invite list. So what you want to do is go up to automation. You go up to this little thing of dots and then automation. And this is available in the free trial and in the basic, and it's all the accounts. Some automations are only for more advanced people, but this you can do for everyone. So I already made one, but I'm going to do another one just to show you how it works. And I'm going to say build from scratch because it's super easy to do. And I'm going to call this move from invites to family. And you're going to start the process when somebody subscribes. So you're just going to click here. And the first time I did this, it popped up this little pop-up box. You just close that and keep going. So you're going, it says subscribe to any list versus via any method. You want to change that. You want to say it's a specific list and then pick your list. In my case, PWA family. And any method means that you can add them manually, they can do an opt-in form, whatever. And you want to leave it as any method. Okay, then you want to go back to add elements, which I just did, and you want to find, scrolling down, remove contact. And you're just going to hold your mouse and pull that over. So pretty easy. Let's move it over a little bit more. So then you want to remove them from a list, and you want to remove them from invites. Okay? So that's really simple so far. So when they subscribe, you're going to remove them from the other list. And then you hold your mouse down and you draw a little line, and that's going to connect the two. And that's all you have to do is save and publish. And then what's going to happen is this will happen when you subscribe somebody to the family list. They will automatically unsubscribe from your invites list. Now I want to go back to automation real quick, because what I want to do is take this test list out, because it's the same automation and I don't want to confuse the system. So let's just delete that. And now you know how to delete one if you want to delete one. And make sure this is published and end on never. So then what you want to do is go back to your lists. I'm going to open this in a new tab so that we can leave this automation open, because I want to show you how it works. And you can go to add contacts. This is what you want to do, add a contact. Select your list. It's the family list. Email required, it is Maria Miners 888+1 @gmail.com. And it doesn't matter what the name is. You can call it Sally, you can call it Maria, it doesn't matter. It's going to take this information and put it onto the new list. It's only checking to make sure that the emails agree. The emails agree, that's what I'm trying to say. And then you have to say you have permission, and you're going to add the contact. Queued for adding. And you can go back to lists. It works really quickly. And you can see that now you have 2 people on your PWA family and 3 are left on your invite list. We started with 5. And now you can see that you have Sally with this email and then Maria with this email. Well, that's pretty cool. But that doesn't really save you time, because you can just move people from list to list. So why would you use this automation? For me, the reason to use it is when you have somebody who is working for you who you don't want to get into your GetResponse account, but you want them to be able to add people to the list. And I'm going to show you how to set it up for them to do it next. It's pretty cool, very easy to do. But let's just check this first. Let's refresh on our automation, and we can see it was complete at 1 time. Okay, moving on, nope, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to actually set up a form or survey. And I'm going to do this in a new tab so we can leave all this stuff open. So there are no forms, and we're going to create a form. And this is going to be a form that your VA or the person working for you can use to enter people. List Builder Wizard is fine. It doesn't matter which one you pick. I think I just picked, I don't know why my computer is, I just picked like a really simple one because it doesn't really matter. This isn't for the public, this is only for you and your people. And you can double click to change, and you can let's see, let's change this image. I don't know if you can delete it or not. Nope, you don't want to do that, sorry. Delete it, yes, right here. So we deleted that, and let's go ahead and change this and just say, enter contact details here. And let's change the font to something that's not quite so jumping out at you. And then that's all you have to do, other than you have to go to settings and you have to say which list it's going to be. So web form is the form name. Let's change it to family ads because we're adding people to the family list. We're going to choose this email. We're going to leave this off because we don't want people to have to confirm. We just want them to be added to the list. You can add them to the cycle. If there are autoresponder messages, you can add them to those if you want to. And you want to leave this at stay on page because this is for your internal use only. So you don't have to have a thank you page. You don't have to have an already subscribed page. So I'm going to uncheck this because we don't want to add them to the cycle because this is a test. And you can not worry about tracking and you can not worry about that. So all you have to do then is click save and then save and publish. Now it's going to give you these choices. And what you want to do is just say, get response will host my form. And then you want to copy this link and you're actually done. So here's what happens. This is pretty cool. So when you go to this form, this is what you're going to see. And this is what you can do. Oh, I'm on free trial, so let's get rid of that. You can give this to your assistant, to your VA, this link, and all they'll do is take people off of your buyer list and just enter the names in here. So I can say the name is Joe and the email is joeblow at gmail.com. I just totally made that up. I hope there's not somebody out there named Joe Blow. And you can go back to your list and you can see that you now have I'm on the wrong list. I'm on the invites list. Let's go to the PWA family list and you can see that he has been added to your list. Now he was not on the other list, so he's not going to be taken off of the other list. But let's see what happens when I add myself, Maria. Oh, I can't type. Got my fingers on the wrong keys. And we're going to do this one, but we're going to make it +3. And this is a good way to test if you're using Gmail. Like my actual email is mariaminers888@gmail.com, but you can add +1, +2, +3, +10 million, plus anything, and it will kind of trick the system into thinking it's a real email address, but it really will just go back to your main email address. So let's do sign me up for updates. And notice it didn't go anywhere. It just blanks out when it's done. So you can enter a lot of people this way pretty quickly, or you can have somebody else. Now let's go back to our lists and you notice that there are only 2 people left on my invites list and 4 people on my family list now because it moved me from one to the other. So if you use this form to add somebody who's not on your other list, then they're just going to be added. And if they are on your other list, because of that automation we set up, they're going to be removed from one list and added to the other. And if we refresh on the automation, you will see that it has happened 3 times now, because there are 3 people that we actually moved from one list to the other. All right, so that is how you do it. Now, there is another step up from this, but you have to be, I think, pretty big and sophisticated, and it's beyond what I'm going to show you here. But there is a way, if you are signing people up for your own website, to automate it so that GetResponse can take the information right from your customer list and do it all automatically, and you don't have to manually do any of this. But because we're affiliate marketers, or a lot of people are affiliate marketers who are watching this video, you don't have that control because they're signing up to a website that's not yours, or signing up to your program, and so you don't have the ability to add script to their websites or their program site or their membership site. So for me, this is the best way to do it. Either the simple way I showed you in the beginning, if you can just get into your GetResponse account and move a contact manually, or to set up this automation and then set up a form so that you can hire somebody to do it and they can do it without actually getting into your GetResponse account. So that's it for now. If you have any questions on how to do this or on how to use GetResponse, then you can certainly contact me. My information is in the description below. And if you're interested in GetResponse, but you're not yet using it, then there's a link to do that as well. And you get a 30-day free trial. So it's plenty of time to get in there, try it out, check things out, and decide what you think about it. Okay, that's it for now. And that's it for this episode of Email Marketing for Beginners. I hope you found it helpful.